Not that you asked, but here are a few things you wouldn't know about me by watching my YouTube channel. Our three daughters, 17, 19, and 21, were all born in a hot tub at the Natural Childbirth Unit of Miami Valley Hospital here in Dayton, Ohio. My research indicated that this would be a wonderful idea, and my wife actually went along with it and did an amazing job. She is a fantastic mother and wife and just got into the Boston Marathon. I will be 60 years old in less than 3 years. I seem to grow more hair out of my ears than I do on my chest. And it's been about 22 years since I've paid for a haircut. My first car, I guess in 1978, was a used Fiat Spider two-door convertible two-seater with real woodwork on the dashboard. It was a Fiat. I pushed it a lot. In high school, I was a low C student underachiever, but in college, mostly A's. As a very young child, my parents used to frequently say to me, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. I must have been one sarcastic little punk. Back in, I believe, first grade or kindergarten, the gym teacher wanted to hold me back because they could not teach me to skip. So I did skip across the finish line at my first half iron distance triathlon. I am generally so slow in ultra marathons, I often have to remind myself that this is a race. And I am horrible at keeping up with professional sports. After about grade school all the way through college, I really didn't do any sports, but I guess maybe that preserved my knees. I think automated dishwashers are practically a scam. For me, cross-training includes hand washing the dishes barefoot. For about 7 years through high school and college, I worked 6 days a week as a door-to-door newspaper subscription salesperson for the Dayton Daily News. Public speaking is not my thing. Seinfeld had a bit where he talked about some research that shows most people are more afraid of public speaking than death itself, meaning most people would rather be in the casket than doing the eulogy. One of my hopes is to be running ultra marathon distances into my 70s, maybe 80s. My grandfather's names were Victor and Otto. Both lived in Wausau, Wisconsin. One in the country, one in the city. You might remember the Wausau insurance ads from, I guess, the 1970s. W-A-U-S-A-U, USA in the middle. I stumbled upon this picture that I took, I think when my grandfather Otto was about 90 years old. It was just a favorite picture that I took. He lived to be almost 96 years old. Here's a little something pretty spiffy I inherited from my grandfather Otto. Maybe that name will make a comeback someday. Starts with an O, ends with an O, 2 T's in the middle, Otto. This is a seriously warm hat, and it's special because it came from my grandfather who immigrated to America in, I believe, 1919 from southern Germany near Salzburg, Austria. Lastly, I have this fantasy for the future where people all around the world wake up, they stop consuming meat, eggs, and dairy. People become healthy and happy and they eat organic produce, and the forests are replanted all around the world, and the polar ice caps stop melting, and the barrier reefs come back to life, and more people are running, and they're just kind to one another.